directly. And if you are pro our community, if you care about our community, if you want to see our community prosper, you cannot support this. Ladies and gentlemen, you understand what I'm saying? If you want to see the black community thrive, you can't support voter suppression in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to say it again. If you want to see us strive and prosper, you cannot support voter suppression in any way, shape, or form. That makes perfect sense to y'all, right? You get it. If we don't vote, we don't get what we need in this country. The folks who do consistently vote get what they desire. I never heard a racist say voting doesn't matter. Never. I never heard a Klansman say voting doesn't matter. These far-right conservatives, I never heard them say voting doesn't matter. No, they're trying to get more votes, and they're telling you voting doesn't matter. So if you are black, because let me be blunt, because I'm going somewhere with this. If you are black in this country, you cannot support voter suppression initiatives. Full stop. If you care about the progress of black people, I should say it like that. If you are black and you care about the progress of your people in this country, you cannot support voter suppression initiatives. Right? Are we understanding? Are we on the same page? I think we are. Because if we're on the same page, somebody explained to me why the most decorated female rapper of all time, a black Caribbean woman who made her name off of the black community, off of hip hop, who got wealthy, who got famous, who got rich off of hip hop, why is she supporting, one, this racist ass administration, and two, voter suppression initiatives? I'm talking to you, Nicki Minaj. Because we got to talk about it. Why is Nicki Minaj supporting the SAVE Act? Why is she tweeting to her fans to get out and call her senators to support an initiative that suppresses black people? It's because Nicki Minaj could give a shit about black people. Now, I know they're going to spin some stories, and her fan base likes to say things like, oh, she was being threatened, and look what's happening, and Trump is the only one who can save her. You sound just as dumb as these MAGA motherfuckers. And I'm sorry, I can't bite my tongue on this one. You sound just as dumb as these MAGA motherfuckers who was pushing for the Epstein files when they thought dude was getting like, oh, we're going to get the Epstein files out. We're going to get the Epstein files out. And we're going to talk about the Epstein files in another episode. That deserves its own episode. But they was pushing for that shit, right? They wanted it to come out. Oh, Epstein files and Pizzagate and QAnon and all this and Hillary's emails. And then they got legislation passed to actually see the Epstein files. And they seen what the fuck was in them files. And now they don't talk about them no more, right? Oh, it's a hoax. They're not real. Epstein files not real. People getting locked up in different countries. This was a international thing. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I just want to let you know who this administration is. Who these MAGA motherfuckers support. And why is arguably the greatest female hip-hop artist supporting them as well? Why is she supporting racist and voter suppression?
I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change.
That's Nicki Minaj telling a crowd full of people how she's Donald Trump's #1 fan, #1 supporter, and that's never going to change. Regardless of all the racism, regardless of ICE in the streets killing people, regardless of all that he's doing to reverse civil rights in this country, regardless of his need, desire, this grudge he has to overturn civil rights. Donald Trump is a true white supremacist. And I've said this many times. Jemele Hill said it before me, and she got fired from ESPN because of it. Because she told the truth, what everybody knows now. Donald Trump is a white supremacist. And Nicki Minaj, again, is telling you she is a fan of a white supremacist.
I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change.
And that's
I don't know what
not
to say, but I will say.
Nicki says that's not going to change. Regardless of what he's doing, that's not going to change, right? Fuck the racism. Fuck how he's just treating minorities. Fuck how the economy is fucked up. That's not going to change. Nicki Minaj, #1 fan. #1 fan. And you know what? You know what? Trump really loves Nicki too.
Good stuff, right? From jazz to the blues, that you do get recognition for. Jazz, the blues, from rock and roll to rap, black artists like Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters. How about Nicki Minaj? Do we love Nicki Minaj? Right? I love Nicki Minaj. She was here a couple of weeks ago. She's so beautiful. Her skin's so beautiful. I said, Nicki is so beautiful. Her nails are like that long. I said, Nicki, are they real? She said, she didn't want to get into that. But she was so beautiful and so great. And she gets it, more importantly, frankly, she gets it.
Trump says Nicki Minaj gets it. I say Nicki Minaj don't get shit. I say Nicki Minaj is cooning. And I would take it a step further to say Nicki Minaj does not care about black people, ladies and gentlemen. You can't. You cannot say that you care about the black community and support a racist, fascist, pedophile. Full stop. Just take a second to breathe. Because how can you support that? How can you support that? You have made your millions off the back of hip hop. Black culture uplifted you. And you support that. You're using your powerful voice to support that. It's a shame. But some folks don't give a fuck about black people. And it doesn't matter how much wealth they have, how much power they have. They like cooning. So the greatest female rapper of all time, arguably, you call it what you want. I don't think she's the best bar for bar rapper, but you can't deny her influence. All the girls wanted to be Nicki. And that's why they won over there on that side. Can't use Kanye no more. Kanye won out. Let's get somebody else. Nicki Minaj does not care about black people. And that is incredibly frustrating to see. And that is incredibly frustrating to say. Please do not follow Nicki Minaj's word on things if you care about prosperity in the black community. Because she does not. She doesn't care that that man is being mentioned over 1 million times in those Epstein files. She doesn't care that they're taking away black exhibits honoring slavery. She doesn't care about black books being burned or African American studies classes being taken away, or how students on college campuses with some federal funding can't even celebrate Black History Month because it has the word black in it. Nicki Minaj don't give a fuck about that shit. She has her own agenda. And we have speculation about what that is, but regardless of what it is, there's no reason to sell out your own community.